Hi guys, I'm Anna Fried and welcome to your Aries season tarot and oracle card reading. So, Aries season officially began yesterday at 5:01 a.m. Pacific time, I believe. And the start of Aries season is when the sun moves into the area of the sky that is ruled by Aries. So, we'll be pulling some cards today to see what Aries season has in store for you. And eh, while I'm doing so, I will also share some fun facts about Aries. So, Aries is the first zodiac sign on the zodiac wheel. And so, Aries season is really significant because it's not just the start of a new astrological season, but it's also the start of a new astrological year. So if you felt back on January 1st, didn't really feel like a start of a new year, no worries, because for many people, especially those who are in the astrology world, they don't consider the start of the new year to be January 1st. They consider it to be yesterday, the start of Aries season. So Aries is a fire sign. And some notable personality traits and characteristics of Aries. Uh, some higher octave traits or more positive traits is that Aries is a go-getter. Aries goes for exactly what it wants. Aries is really good at putting themselves first. They're really good at advocating for themselves. They can absolutely speak up for themselves. That's not a problem for Aries. Aries is also tends to be very athletic because they have a lot of energy. Aries would make amazing entrepreneurs or any type of job where you have to be a go-getter, a self-starter. Aries is really good at that. If you're working on a group project, uh, you may want to have an Aries on your team just because you know that they'll be a really great leader. And some lower octave personality traits of Aries is that Aries doesn't really know when to stop. So they are notorious for pushing themselves to the point of burnout. Um, I used to have an Aries manager, or actually, uh, his Mercury, Venus, and Mars were all in Aries. And he was a really assertive, borderline aggressive leader. But I always had to remind him to go home. Like, hey, it's 5 o'clock, go home. Aries won't stop working if they aren't reminded that the workday is over. Um, and my boss, he would work himself until he burnt out, got really sick. And even when he was sick, he wouldn't take the time off that he needed. And so that would result in something that should take a couple days to get over, like a head cold, would turn into like a 3 or even 4 week illness because he just wouldn't let himself, he wouldn't let himself rest. So Aries is not good at rest. Aries is prone to headaches because Aries rules the head. So be mindful of that. During Aries season, also good time to get like scalp massages. If you have something at home, like one of those like head massage things that you can like put on your scalp, definitely make use of that during Aries season. All right. So first question we're going to answer with these cards is, what is a focus point for you this Aries season? The card I pulled is the Nine of Swords in the upright position. So I am still learning the meanings of all these cards, but I know off the top of my head that the nine of swords is the anxiety card. So this card represents having anxiety to the point that you are like paralyzed by fear or like an inability to navigate through a problem. But I'm going to get my guidebook just to make sure. Oh, we're on the right track. Why did I put it so far? Okay. So, Nine of Swords. So, the Nine of Swords card embodies the energies of terror, isolation, and stress. Nine of Swords signifies a deep, paralyzing terror or anxiety about a situation out of your control. This card symbolizes a preoccupation with gossip, which often leads to isolation or despair. This card may indicate dissatisfaction with work or your home life. So, cards are saying that this is a focus point for you this season. Something that Aries is really good at is controlling the narrative of their life through like willpower and almost like brute force. Aries, more than any other sign, I would say, has the ability to will into action what they want. What this card is indicating is that you are preoccupied by situations that are out of your control. So during this Aries season, lean into the Aries energy that allows you to take control of your life and to take control of situations that you may feel are out of your control, because nothing really is out of our control. It's all about our perception. All right. Second card answers the question, where do you need more courage? Aries in mythology is like the warrior, the fighter. If you have your South Node placement in Aries, you most likely died in battle in a past life. The South Node represents our past life. So if you have an Aries South Node, that was probably your past life. You died at war. You died fighting for something. And so, where do you need more courage in your life during this Aries season? The card I pulled is the Ten of Wands in the upright position. Oh my God. All right. The energies associated with the Ten of Wands are battle, fatigue, and energy. Battle and energy are very much Aries attributes, and fatigue is also an Aries attribute when Aries does too much, when Aries pushes themselves too much without a break, which they are notorious for. Ten of Wands in an upright position symbolizes an overwhelming, stressful situation that has taken over your mind and your body. Remember, Aries is, like I said, they tend to be very athletic because Aries is all about the body. Aries, especially when they are stressed, a really good way for Aries to blow off steam is to do something physical. You may be feeling strain from a relationship, a job, or another personal matter. So, where do you need more courage in your life? The cards are saying it might be related to a stressful situation, and this is playing off our first card, the Nine of Swords. So it seems that a lot of you might be dealing with a lot of mental stress about things out of your control. And so this Aries season, two things that I want you to do. Number one, I want you to take that mental stress and I want you to transmute that energy through your physical being. Okay. How many of you feel a lot better after going for a run, going for a walk, doing yoga, Pilates, some type of physical activity. That's because you're harmonizing your mind with your body. A lot of times when you get really in your head, best way to get out of your head is to get into your body. And Aries season is the best time to get into your body. So that's the first thing. The second thing is with both of these cards, there's an indication that you are mentally stressed out about a situation out of your control. Aries takes control of their life and they take control of situations in their life. And so during this Aries season, you need to have the courage to take more control of these situations that you have deemed are out of your control. Okay. With this second card, it's saying that you might be feeling strained from a relationship, a job, or another personal matter. If there's an issue going on in a relationship, whether it's a platonic friendship or a romantic relationship, Aries is really good at asserting themselves, sometimes a bit too much. Maybe you aren't speaking up in a relationship. Have you asserted yourself in these relationships where you might be having issues? If you haven't, dig deep to find the courage to do so during this Aries season. If you're having issues with your job, same thing. Assert yourself. If this is something where, it's kind of been a long time coming and, you've been questioning whether or not this is the job for you, this might be a good time for you to change jobs. But just wait until after Mercury and Venus retrogrades are over, which will be towards the end of the month of April. But this might be a good time for you to at least get the ball rolling and start thinking about other options, because you're not a tree. You don't have to stay in any miserable situation if you don't want to. You can get a new job. You can break up with your partner. You can end a friendship. And by realizing that, you're taking autonomy over your life. Okay. The third question that we have is, how can you effectively channel your energy? The card I pulled is the Four of Wands in the reverse position. So we've pulled two wand cards now, and it just so happens that the Wands suite, especially the 2, 3, and 4 of Wands, those are all Aries related cards, in addition to the Emperor card. And if you're wondering why Wands is related to Aries, it's because the suit of Wands conveys the purpose behind your passions, your ideas, and your motivations. And so the suit of Wands is associated with the fire signs, Aries, Sagittarius, and Leo. The fire signs are all about desire. Fire signs are motivated by their inner desire for things. These signs are often energetic, willful, enthusiastic, and passionate individuals. So the fact that Wands keeps coming up in this reading, not so coincidental. Okay, Four of Wands. So in the reverse position, the Four of Wands primarily indicates achievements. This includes learning a new skill or overcoming an addiction. Despite its positive characteristics, the Four of Wands in reverse can also indicate conflict within the home. So, how can you effectively channel your energy? You can channel your energy into learning a new skill or overcoming some of these mental battles that you're fighting. And The fact that it specifically says overcoming an addiction, I think this is uh, interesting because we just left Pisces season 2 days ago. And Pisces is a sign that rules over addictions. And so this is very symbolic. It's almost like we're leaving Pisces season, we're leaving toxic, unhealthy, addictive tendencies and behaviors in Pisces season. We're leaving that in the last astrological year. We're now in a new astrological year. We're in the sign of Aries. Aries is not a victim of their own whims. Aries has the energy to overcome things that might not be good for them. So if you have been struggling with addictive tendencies, in Pisces season, it may have felt difficult to overcome these, but in Aries season, you're going to have the energy to, which is really encouraging. Okay. The fourth card answers the question, how can you support yourself in doing so? So, how can you support yourself in effectively channeling your energy? The card I pulled is the Hierophant in the reverse position. So, off the top of my head, I believe the Hierophant, it represents um, like feeling that you aren't aligned with societal norms. There also might be an abuse of power by someone who is in a position of like religious leadership, a teacher, someone who is meant to share knowledge with people. There might be an abuse of power going on there. Okay. I already know the message for this card. All right. So the Hierophant, this card represents the energies of counsel, knowledge, and religion. And when it is in the reverse position, the Hierophant is frequently associated with abuse of power by an authority figure. It can also symbolize a rejection of conventional societal structures in the context of education, religion, and family. Okay. So, how can you support yourself in channeling energy to overcome what I think is a reoccurring theme of faith, or faith, placing your faith and your power in other people? The Hierophant in the reverse position, this represents someone in a authority figure, like a power of authority. They're abusing that power. So, what can you do? Stop relying on other people to make you happy. Stop relying on other people to shape your beliefs and your ideals. Stop relying on other people for knowledge. I think in the spiritual world, we do have a tendency in the spiritual and religious world to put people on a pedestal, you know, and to idolize people as our guru, as our leader, people to worship. But when you do that to the point of dependency, you're giving your power away. Aries doesn't give its power away. Aries is the power. And so during this season, take your power back. Okay? Stop putting all of your power and giving your power away to other people, places, situations, institutions with this card. Take that power back. All right. The fifth card answers the question, where can you take up more space? You know when an Aries person or a person with Aries placements is in the room because they are unapologetic about their presence. They are unapologetic about their energy. So, where in your life can you channel that Aries energy and take up more space? The card I pulled is the Two of Swords in the upright position. So sorry, that's the wrong one. Oh no. Okay. Two of Swords, the card embodies the energies of truce, crossroads, and denial. Two of Swords suggests that you have reached a crossroads between what you have and what you want. There may be an obstacle in your path, a person, a relationship, or a job that is keeping you from reaching your purpose. And I think that this obstacle is, again, the fact that you may be placing your power in things that are outside yourself. So, where can you take up more space? You can take up more space in owning what you want, what direction you want to go in. You know, if you're at a fork in the road, being decisive. This Aries season, some of you might be making big decisions in your life, especially related to people, relationships, or jobs. I was doing some reflecting earlier, and I've noticed that on more than one occasion during Pisces season, I kind of come to the realization that I may not be happy in a job. And during Aries season, that is when I usually start a new job. So think back and see if this is cyclical. Is this a pattern for you as well? It just might be. Where can you take up more space? You can take up more space in ownership of being decisive, making decisions that benefit yourself. Aries has a me first attitude. Aries, the mantra for Aries is literally I am. Aries puts themselves first. It's a very admirable trait, especially for me as a Libra sun and a Libra Mars. I really admire that Aries can put themselves first and do it quite easily. So channel that during this Aries season. All right. So next, I'm going to pull an oracle card to give us some more insight about the energy of this Aries season. Okay. So the card I pulled is the Black Moon Lilith in Aquarius. And it says, honor your individuality. It's time to let your freak flag fly. Freak flag fly for the world to see. When Black Moon Lilith in Aquarius shows up in a reading, it's encouraging you to embrace what makes you unique. It will require you to be brave. Bravery is a very Aries energy. It will require you to be brave and unapologetic. True friends and aligned souls will accept you for who you are. Black Moon Lilith in Aquarius represents revolution and rebellion against the status quo. Aquarius is a fixed air sign symbolized by the water bearer who pours ascended knowledge out to the collective, sorry. Structured Saturn and eccentric Uranus are the planetary rulers of Aquarius. When the Black Moon Lilith is in this innovative sign, you can expect radical points of view transcending societal expectations. So you may be wondering, what does this Aquarius card have to do with Aries? So what I'm hearing is a lot of things that are tying into this Hierophant card. Aries is all about going against the status quo. People with Aries placements tend to be open to unconventional and non traditional ways of living. And this reading is encouraging you to not be afraid to go after that lifestyle if that is what you think will make you happy. So I would definitely say that this Aquarius card is very much tied to the Hierophant in reverse. Rosa Parks, a notable Black Moon Lilith in Aquarius, was arrested after she refused to give up her bus seat to a white man in 1955, sparking the Montgomery bus boycott and fueling the civil rights movement. Black Moon Lilith in Aquarius can also experience feelings of being the black sheep in their early life. In your ancestry or childhood, this natural desire for liberation from the collective could have been shunned. You march to the beat of your own drummer, even when it may be disliked or feared by others. It's all about accepting yourself, quirks and all. Once you do this, those who appreciate you will find your message incredibly healing and uplifting. Embrace you who you are. The collective needs your unique soul. All right. And to close our reading, I will pull a reflection card for you guys to reflect on. Let's see, what does the universe want us to reflect on during this Aries season? All right. Observe without absorbing. Observe without absorbing. Boundaries. We just left Pisces season. Pisces has no boundaries. Aries is really good, actually, at asserting their boundaries. And so you do not have to become fully physically and emotionally invested in everything happening in your life to a point where you are sacrificing yourself for other people. Aries puts himself first. And so if there's a situation where you feel like you're beginning to absorb too much, channel that Aries energy and put those boundaries in place. All right. Thank you guys so much for tuning in, and I will see you next time. Bye.